Hello everyone, welcome back to MLS Moves. Please make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget, when we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're not going to only be giving away one jersey, we're going to be giving away 2 jerseys. Yes, that's right, 2 jerseys. So make sure you subscribe so we can hit our goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of July. Now back to the So I thought we'd do something a little fun today. I came up with a list of 5 players that I think could and I would like to see come to Major League Soccer this summer. Now, a couple of them might be a little far-fetched, not as likely to come as others, but I would say that all 5 of these players have a good chance of making the jump to Major League Soccer this summer. So, starting at number 5, I have Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski is probably the greatest player in Polish history. Obviously, he had a great career at Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and a pretty good stint with Barcelona. But at 36 years old and him kind of starting to decline, right now would be the perfect time for him to come to Major League Soccer. Now, there's a couple clubs that I could see him possibly going to. There's been rumors of him coming to the LA Galaxy, maybe linking up with his German national team teammate, Marco Reus. I'd like to possibly see him go to the Chicago Fire or maybe even one of the New York teams, because both teams could use some type of star power or big name player on the team. Would be nice to see him link up with Emil Forsberg or possibly go to New York City FC. New York City FC hasn't had a big time player since David Villa and Andrea Pirlo. So this would be a very good signing for both of those clubs. And I think at 36 years old, even though he is, past his mid 30s, he can still score. And in MLS, he would dominate. I would look at him to be like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic level player when he came over to MLS. And that I would love to see him come to MLS this summer. And I think there's a chance he could, because Barcelona, as many people know, are in financial hell, and they would love to probably offload the 36-year-old striker's salary. Which club would you like to see Robert Lewandowski go to, and which club do you think is most realistic for the Polish striker to go to? At number 4, we have Angel Di Maria. Now, Di Maria was originally rumored to go to Rosario Central this upcoming summer, but there's been some issues with some threats to his family, to himself, which has really thrown a wrench into those plans. So everything is on the table now. I think there's a very good chance, probably the greatest chance since it's been rumored, for Angel Di Maria to come to Inter Miami and link back up with his childhood friend, Leo Messi. Now, the question is, would they be able to afford him? What would they have to offload to get him? They'd have to probably offload Leonardo Campana. They'd have to get rid of Robert Taylor. They'd have to probably get rid of Christoph, and they'd have to get rid of someone else probably. There's a lot of hurdles that they're going to have to jump to make something like this happen, but Miami has shown that they've been able to make things work. As some of you might say that they're cooking the books, but they've been able to make things work, maneuver certain situations and players around to add creativity or flexibility to make additions to the roster. I think that Angel Di Maria, there's a good chance he could come, and that's the only club I could see him going to if he comes Major League Soccer is Inter Miami. I would say that there's a good chance that happens, just because of all the drama that's going on in Rosario right now. So I would give that a greater than 50% chance. It's just going to be about if they can make it work financially. But whether he comes here this summer, he will be here sooner or later, either be this summer or this upcoming winter. I think Angel Di Maria is destined for Major League Soccer. Now, the third one is Kevin De Bruyne. When Kevin De Bruyne was healthy and fit, arguably he was the best midfielder in the world at Man City. He's had a couple of injuries that have kind of halted some great run of play and kind of thrown a wrench in his career as of late. But he's still a great player, especially when he's playing. And at 33 years old, I think that right now would be a great time for him to make the move to MLS. What else is there to do for the Belgian midfielder in Europe? He's already won a Champions League. He's already won the Premier League several times. Anything he would do would be a lateral move or even a decline. if he moved to another club in Europe. Whereas he could come to MLS, be one of the faces of the league, get paid very handsomely, and just kind of relax, and not relax in the sense of not try anymore, but relax in the sense of not have to be bombarded and kind of live a more low key lifestyle. And also, too, I think it'd be good for MLS to get a player of his quality at this age. Now, it's been rumored that San Diego FC has made him a very attractive offer. There was reports several years ago that Kevin De Bruyne said he wanted to play for an LA team, more specifically the Galaxy. I could see De Bruyne going to maybe a New York club. And look, I don't want to say that there's not a chance that a small market team could sign like a player like Kevin De Bruyne. It's going to be harder though, because the bigger cities are just going to be able to offer more when it comes to probably endorsement deals. Obviously, offer him a different lifestyle, and they're willing to pay a lot of money to get a player like him. So I think that Kevin De Bruyne and a player of his status will be able to decide which club he wants to play for. I think San Diego FC is an interesting one. Now, there's also been reports about him possibly getting a huge offer for or from a Saudi club, and that he would have to consider it because of his family and taking care of them for generations to come. But I don't think Kevin De Bruyne strikes me as a Saudi player. I think that he strikes me more as someone who would come to Major League Soccer instead. So I believe that Kevin De Bruyne will play Major League Soccer. And if it's not this summer, it will definitely be next summer. And it'll be interesting to see. I think San Diego is probably the favorite for him just because of all the flexibility they had. They just signed Chucky Lozano today. They still have 2 designated player spots open. So, I think San Diego FC has to be the favorite to sign Kevin De Bruyne if he comes to Major League Soccer this summer. At number 2, now this one's going to be a shocker because he has had some good stints at Milan, went back to Chelsea, kind of flopped, and he's had a so-so season at Roma. I have Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku is 31 years old. He's when he plays well, he's one of the best strikers there is. It's just his consistency. He's always had trouble, playing consistently at top clubs like Chelsea, like Manchester United. But I think at 31, he's kind of taken a step back. He's starting to play for, I don't want to say Roma is a lower end club, but it's not the height. It's not the Milans. It's not the Manchester United. It's not the, Chelsea. It's not the clubs like that. So he's starting to, his clubs are starting to go down a little bit, or he's not making lateral moves anymore. He's kind of going down. There was rumors of him maybe linking up with Jose Mourinho in the Turkish league. Now he's talked to his Belgian teammate in Benteke about Major League Soccer and about the move of coming over to MLS, and he seems like he's keen on making that move eventually. And now that he's kind of like, and kind of free, or doesn't really have a certainty of where he's going next, this would be the perfect time for an MLS club to come to him and offer him a decent salary and try to get him to make the jump to MLS. Now, I think Romelu Lukaku could easily score 25 to 30 goals in this league. He's only 31 years old. He's a very physical player. He's huge. He's like 6'2" or 6'3". He's a very big guy, and that would translate very well in MLS. And I think that there are several teams that could afford him, and there's definitely several teams that could use him. Now, this is a guy where I could see a smaller market club possibly getting someone like him, maybe like an Atlanta United, maybe like I don't know, maybe a Cincinnati or someone like that. If they're willing to spend, a club like that could sign a player like Romelu Lukaku, and it would be great to have a player of his caliber in the league. I know that he's had his inconsistencies and some bad play or run of play, the last couple of years, but he is still a player that can contribute to Major League Soccer. I would love to see him come here. I think that is one that you have to keep an eye on. Maybe not the highest likelihood of all the names on this list, but never say never. That is someone that could come. And at number 1, this is the guy that I think is very likely to come. And if a team can pay his transfer or his release clause, which is very affordable, it's only 12 million euros, we could see the French legend Antoine Griezmann finally make the move to Major League Soccer. Signing Antoine Griezmann, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say would probably be the third best signing in this league behind Messi and David Beckham. This is a guy who arguably had the best season of his career at Atletico Madrid. He could still play there for a couple more years. There's other clubs he could go to in Europe right now and play for a couple years and be a key contributor and a starter for their team. But getting him at this age and at this point in his career would be huge for the league. And the reason why MLS has the opportunity to make a signing like this is because of how much Antoine Griezmann loves American culture. He loves being at the beach. He loves the NBA. He loves the MLB. He loves the NFL. This is the time to sign a player of his caliber. And there's only two clubs that I can realistically see Antoine Griezmann going to. Number one is LAFC. LAFC has signed Olivier Giroud, his French teammate. They have Hugo Lloris, who's another one of his French teammates. And it just makes too much sense. And from the standpoint of Carlos Vela, one of Griezmann's best friends, also is a legend at the club, which they might sign him too, right? They might bring both of them in this summer, re-sign Carlos Vela. But that just makes too much sense and it's too perfect. And it's also good for the league to have a player of his caliber on the opposite coast, have a Messi in the East and have a Griezmann in the West, and just kind of spread the talent out, give people more reason to watch other games outside of Miami or their local club. So this one just makes a lot of sense. Now, the other team is Miami, but I really doubt the league would allow that to happen. They don't want all their players in one club. Now, if Griezmann tells them, like, hey, listen, I'm only coming to MLS if I go to Miami, I mean, I guess he could kind of force their hand, but I don't think he would do that. I think that Griezmann would love to go to Los Angeles and play for LAFC. And I think that he could elevate that team to something we haven't seen yet. We've all obviously seen Carlos Vela, what he did in 2019 and what he was able to do with his career with LAFC. But I think with Griezmann, Giroud, and Bouanga as the front three, I mean, oh man, that might be the best front three we've ever seen in this league. Who the hell is stopping that? Who's stopping that? I mean, you could literally have Bouanga score 20 goals. You could have Giroud score 20 goals, and you could have Griezmann score 20 goals. Now, some people say that Griezmann wouldn't play on the right wing, maybe play more underneath, like in like a second striker or as a 10 under Giroud. But I like Griezmann as a winger. I don't know what you guys think about that. Do you think Griezmann would be better as a winger, or do you think he'd be better as playing as more of like a number 10 or a second striker? But nonetheless, if Griezmann is in any attacking position, I think he can score 20 goals. He's at least getting 20 assists in this league. So you have a front three or an attacking premise of like that. Who's stopping that in MLS with these defenses? So that is like the dream signing for the league this summer. That's like my number one clear-cut signing. And I think that one has a very good chance of happening because the release clause is only 12 million euros. So let me know in the comment section, which signing do you guys want to see the league make? Do you want to see any of these guys come to MLS this summer? Are any of these guys likely to come to MLS this summer? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video down below, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.